Monday,
the 29th of August, 2022. First reading. Reading from the first book of Corinthians. When I came to you, brothers, it was not with any show of oratory or philosophy, but simply to tell you what God had guaranteed. During my stay with you, the only knowledge I claimed to have was about Jesus, and only about him as the crucified Christ. Far from relying on any power of my own, I came among you in great fear and trembling, and in my speeches and the sermons that I gave, there were none of the arguments that belong to philosophy, only a demonstration of the power of the Spirit. And I did this so that your faith should not depend on human philosophy, but on the power of God. Responsorial Psalm. Lord, how I love your law. Lord, how I love your law. It is ever in my mind. Your command makes me wiser than my foes, for it is mine forever. Lord, how I love your law. I have more insight than all who teach me, for I ponder your will. I have more understanding than the old, for I keep your precepts. Lord, how I love your law. I turn my feet from evil paths to obey your word. I have not turned from your decrees. You yourself have taught me. Lord, how I love your law. Gospel acclamation. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Happy those who are persecuted in the cause of right, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Hallelujah. Gospel, reading from the book of Mark. Herod sent to have John arrested and had him chained up in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, whom he had married. For John had told Herod, "It is against the law for you to have your brother's wife." As for Herodias, she was furious with him and wanted to kill him, but she was not able to, because Herod was afraid of John, knowing him to be a good and holy man, and gave him his protection. When he had heard him speak, he was greatly perplexed, and yet he liked to listen to him. An opportunity came on Herod's birthday when he gave a banquet for the nobles of his court, for his army officers, and for the leading figures in Galilee. When the daughter of the same Herodias came in and danced, she delighted Herod and his guests. So the king said to the girl, "Ask me anything you like and I will give it to you." And he swore her an oath, "I will give you anything you ask, even half my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" She replied, "The head of John the Baptist." The girl hurried back to the king and made her request. "I want you to give me John the Baptist's head, here and now on a dish." The king was deeply distressed, but thinking of the oath he had sworn and of his guests, he was reluctant to break his word to her. So the king at once sent one of the bodyguards with orders to bring John's head. The man went off and beheaded him in prison. Then he brought the head on a dish and gave it to the girl, and the girl gave it to her mother. When John's disciples heard about this, they came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. Gospel of the Lord.